Hey friend, Sean at Guided Productions. Today I'm giving you an honest review of the CM28CX lavalier microphone system from Neewer. This is something I picked right up on Amazon. But before we get into the review, if this is your first time on the channel, first of all, welcome to Guided Productions. Friend, I created this channel to help you create pro video without pro gear. So a lot of what I talk about here is going to be editing or production best practices, but I'm also going to give you some honest reviews of more affordable gear versus more expensive gear to show you what you can and can't go without if you really want to produce high quality content. So as we go into this review, just know I picked this up on Amazon. If you search this link today, I'm pretty sure there's like 6 or 7 different options. And I think it really just has to do with if you want the charging case or not, or maybe some of the other accessories that it comes with. I do know there's a pro version out now as well, but I think this kit that I bought for 78 bucks is now available for somewhere around $65. So actually better deal. I don't want to jump to the punchline and give it away, but if you decide by the end of this video you want to check this out for yourself, I will put a link to the Amazon site that you can check this out, read more about it, and feel comfortable doing that. So as we get started, you've seen the charging case here. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk about is this case that these are in. It's kind of like Apple AirPods, if you're familiar with that. You charge the case and the case is now charging the microphones that are inside. So if we go and open this thing up, you have 2 tiny little microphones. They can clip on. I realize this is really small and probably hard to see, but you can clip them on. They also have these little magnets. So if you want to use a magnet, kind of clip it onto your shirt there. I don't always use lavalier microphones in my YouTube videos because I don't want to see the cable or the microphone on my shirt. What you're hearing right now is actually a Rode NTG2 shotgun mic that I have positioned above my head slightly out of frame. And I really like the way this sounds. This is how I mic most of my YouTube videos. If you watch any of my YouTube shorts, you will see one of these attached to my shirt. Oftentimes, if I'm outside, you'll even see the little fuzzy ball in there. It's just a windscreen in case I get some wind flow. I don't want any of that getting in the way of the audio. So you get 2 microphones, 2 transmitters, if you will, and then there's a single receiver here in the middle. It's also got a clip-on thing here. But what's nice about this is it shows you on a little LCD display the battery life and the audio levels of both mics. So you can mic 2 different people at the same time and it's going to record. Your receiver will be able to handle that. I love that feature. Something else that's really cool is all 3 of these units, so the 2 mics and the receiver, all have a USB-C connection on it. It does come with these tiny little dongles. Again, I don't expect you to see this because it's so far away and itty bitty, but just trust me when I say it's got these 2 little USB-C dongles that you can actually plug this right into the bottom of your phone. So for example, I have an iPhone 15 Pro Max and the charging port is actually USB-C. So I can plug the receiver right into my iPhone when I'm shooting a short or an Instagram reel, and it will capture the audio from my mic, my lavalier mic that I put on my shirt, directly to the phone. And so I don't have to even sync up audio or anything in post-production. I just airdrop the video when I'm done to my computer, and the audio that's coming out of my phone is the audio that it recorded from my microphone. It saves me a ton of time, and it's a pretty cool feature. Something that I found pretty surprising when I got this little thing. Now, if you don't want to do that, the mics themselves do have some level of memory. I don't actually know how much memory each mic can hold. It's enough. Trust me, I've filmed for hours on these things and I've never run out of memory on them, but it will record audio direct to the transmitter or the microphone itself. All you got to do is use either one of the dongles that came with or just a USB-C cable that you have. If you're a videographer, I have to imagine you probably have several lying around. Connect it straight to your computer and just drag the audio onto your desktop into a folder, project folder, however you want to do it. Now, I do have to give you the caveat here. When you pull audio in that manner from the microphone itself, for whatever reason, if you're using Premiere Pro, I can only speak to Premiere. I don't know if DaVinci or some other editors do the same thing. But when I pull that audio into Premiere Pro, it acts like there's no audio whatsoever. There's no display, there's no data, there's no waveform, there's nothing playing back, even though I know the audio is there. And my workaround is I've had to take the raw audio file, drop it into GarageBand. I don't edit anything. I just drop it in and it will automatically adjust the sample rate so that I export it, put it back in Premiere, and it works just fine. So I don't know what sample rate these things are recording in, but there is a miscommunication between what these output and what Premiere Pro reads. So there's that added step of converting the sample rate before I can get it into Premiere to use the audio. One other thing, when I use the receiver and I plug it directly into my phone, I pull that into Premiere, and for whatever reason, that audio only records in mono and it's in the left stereo track. And so I have to use, in Premiere Pro, there's an effect, you just search for stereo expander and you just drag it all the way to the right and it balances the audio from left to right. And that's all you got to do. It's super easy fix. And the audio is still crystal clear, but that's one thing that I thought I would mention as well. You get 2 transmitters, you get 1 receiver, you can record 2 people at the same time, which is incredible. What would a good review be without you hearing a direct contrast, if you will, of the microphone? So what I'm gonna do now is actually put this on. So you can do it one or 2 ways. You can either clip it on your shirt, as I said, just put it on that way. This is the receiver, that's not gonna work so well. You just clip it onto your shirt, or you can use the corded mic. So I'll do that here just to show you. So it does come, both of the mics do come with their own corded. It's just like a headphone jack here. Plugs right into the top, clicks in just like that. And so I'll just leave this down here. Normally what I would do in this case is I'd probably run it down my shirt. I do a lot of corporate videos, so most of the folks that I'm working with have button-ups or collared shirts that I can kind of tuck the lavalier mic in. But for the purposes of today, I'm just gonna clip it right to my shirt. There you go. And you can take the little fuzzy part off too. I'll often do that just because I feel like it's kind of bulky, but I just wanna give you an idea. So I'm gonna switch to the lavalier mic system so that you can hear a direct contrast between my shotgun mic out of frame to the mic that's now on my shirt. So now I'm recording on the Neewer CM28 CX lavalier microphone system. You can see the red light blinking. Now it'll blink red when it's in normal record mode, but if you want to filter out some background noise, there is a noise suppression feature. I will turn that on, but I do find that it kind of distorts the audio a little bit, makes it sound a little warbly, almost like you're underwater to an extent, not an extreme. Some folks may not even notice, but I'm an audio guy, so I don't really use that feature at all. Let me flip to that once so you get an idea. So now I'm recording with the noise canceling feature. So you should notice a direct difference between what I was recording with before versus what I'm recording with now. I have some tools in Premiere Pro. One of them is the NS1 noise suppressor from Waves Audio. I bought, I don't even know how many years ago, probably 10 years ago at this point, not quite that far, 7 or 6. I bought this tool years ago to help clean up audio, to get rid of background noise, air conditioners, that sort of thing. And I use that on almost every single one of my projects. So I stopped using the noise suppressor. You see it's now blinking blue. I stopped using this on the mic because I didn't like the way the raw audio was sounding. And so click that button again, and now it gets rid of the noise suppression. Now you're just hearing the clear audio that comes directly through the microphone system. Now, as I mentioned, there is a microphone on top of the transmitter itself, and there's even a way that you can screw on your dead cat or your windscreen, if you will. It'll just screw right into the top there that you can use. Now, friend, the last thing I will say about the Neewer mic while I'm recording with it, if you're at all concerned as to whether or not you could use this thing for paid projects, I do want to give you a couple of examples of videos that I shot using this exact same microphone in a paid environment, and I want to leave a link to that here as well, so you can actually click the link right over my shoulder, and that is going to take you to that video so you can actually see this microphone in action. Now, quick caveat, I also had my shotgun mic positioned above the gentleman's face, above his head, out of frame, as a backup, secondary, redundant audio. I will always say you want multiple sources of audio, but the primary source of audio that we used in that video is actually coming from this box right here. So now I'm going to jump back to my shotgun mic here for a second. Turn this guy off. And so now you're hearing a direct contrast to the microphone, the lavalier microphone on my shirt versus the shotgun mic above my head. Friend, if you have any questions about this, if you're having some hesitation, maybe you don't want to jump in feet first and you want to know more about it, leave a comment below and I'd be more than happy to assist in any way. Like I said, there will be a link to Amazon in the description. So if you want to read more about it, you can also check out the specs there. Obviously, if you decide to pick it up through that link, it does help support this channel as well. So thank you in advance if you decide to go this route. This is one of those things where I typically tend to gravitate more to the higher end or more expensive microphones when it comes to audio gear. But I've been pleasantly surprised by this setup for 65, 70 bucks, whatever it is right now, to be able to have that and use that in paid gigs. It's kind of a no-brainer. So friend, I would highly encourage you to check that out. If you found this video useful in any way, consider subscribing to the channel. That just lets me know that we're on the right track and these are the types of videos that you would like to see more of. If you do want to learn more about the gear needed to create high quality content outside of just microphones, go to guidedproductions.com, download my film studio gear guide, and I will outline everything that you need at every stage of the video journey. And I have it packaged so that you never spend more than you need. If you have 200 bucks and you're just getting started, I can show you everything that you need to buy to get up and running quickly. If you have $3,000 or $4,000, I will show you exactly where you need to go to get going and produce high quality content. Friend, with that, I so appreciate your time. Have an amazing day. Experiment with your audio, and I will see you on another video real soon.